Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is
Are you recording?
I am.
Okay.
This is
Just double checking.
Game Exhibit 11. You can check out all the games that we're going to be talking about soon. Two of the games that we're going to be talking about have giveaways, so make sure that you're signed in to the chat in order to win the giveaways. The first one, however, is not a giveaway because it's free. It is called Invaders, and actually, this is going to be live gameplay because we don't have video of it. Here we go. So I'm just going to play for just a few minutes. And
apologies on the sound. There's
I can't
Josh was having some problems with that.
I can't control the volume on this, and it would be way too loud since it's in browser. As you can see, it's basically Space Invaders, but oh shit, I just got my ass kicked. It's basically Space Invaders. Elizabeth, though, who, God, what?
You're bad at this.
You know how long it's been since I played Space Invaders? I was like 10 the last time I played it. But Elizabeth, who is a huge proponent of, what's the word I'm thinking of?
First Peoples.
Of indigenous support, I would just say.
That's a good way.
She is of a particular Native American tribe who I can't pronounce. If you remember and can pronounce it, you can tell me.
I don't. I'm sorry.
But she made this for free, and you can play it in browser or on your phone.
It is available on iPhone and Android.
This is, I'm pretty sure, basically what this is just a commentary on, it's like Space Invaders, but this is a commentary on how the Native Americans' land was invaded by the white man. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward in that case. But again, free in browser, takes like 2 seconds to open it up and play it. So go check out Invaders by Elizabeth Lepense, I think. And you can follow her on Twitter at Oda Minowin. And again, this is free. Up next, we have a game called Bad Taste.
If home is where the heart is, I guess it's in my stomach right now. They don't look like happy customers. Walking through a graveyard during a zombie apocalypse? Gee, I wonder what could possibly go wrong with that idea. This place reminds me of my old roommate. Filthy and smelling of fermented cat feces. Well, on the bright side, at least they're not as annoying as tourists in Victoria. You should start eating makeup. At least that way you'd be beautiful on the inside. You look like something out of a trauma movie.
That is Bad Taste by Cancer Media. You can follow them on Twitter at Cancer Cinema. And it's going to be on PC, but no price announced.
An homage to the exploitation films of the 60s and 70s and 80s.
I will admit,
Holocaust, Deathbed, the bed that eats.
There are a couple of enemies in that legitimately gross me out. The giant... I see in the chat, the giant farting witch lady was one of the ones. It disturbed me for some reason. It kind of grossed me out, I'm not going to lie. So, again, you're making your way through
Victoria, British Columbia.
And there is a zombie apocalypse happening.
And you need to get out before the nukes drop.
Yes. I don't know if that music was licensed or not, but again, that's why we stream on Hitbox.
The soundtrack is by that band.
Yeah, but I mean if we are allowed to play it. But that's why we stream on Hitbox, because they're not as strict.
We don't get hit.
Yeah.
Hey, Tech,
and also
do you want to hit the links into chat for me?
Yeah, no problem. So this will actually take you to the to all the linky doos. Why? Oh, God damn it! Hold on. It doesn't like working.
You got to add the HTTP.
There we go. It's HYYP. Crap.
It's day 3, guys. It's day 3.
There we go. That's the actual lickable clink. Awesome.
All right. Well,
coming up next
is a game called Coregrounds. There is a giveaway. Let me just preface that saying Coregrounds is a free game in browser. However, the giveaway is for upgrades and things that you can pay for in-game. So here we go, and I'll start that giveaway.
Welcome to the Coregrounds. Coregrounds is an indie PvP tower defense game, which is played one-on-one on a shared battlefield. You pick your units for each match. You build walls into a maze. You build and move towers. You spawn waves of minions. You upgrade your units. You use awesome abilities. You defend your core and crush your enemies.
Explode! Ja. Und das war's. Ja! Schieß nochmal! Deine Antenne trifft. Nein! Nee, die sind schon in Range. Komm! Ja! Come on!
Ah, das reicht nicht, komm on! Jawohl!
Hör jetzt auf hier!
50s! Turbo Lightning! Nein, ich kann nicht weg. Geil! Nein! Du Schweinebacke! Nein!
All right, that is Coregrounds by No Life Labs. You can find them on Twitter at Coregrounds. Again, this game is in browser and is for free. Good.
They're also running a Kickstarter.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Excellent.
They are.
They're running a Kickstarter to improve everything.
Yes.
The thing, I've played this game quite a bit, actually, and one of the things that I have to say I enjoy most about it, like, you think, it's a PvP tower defense. This game is so ridiculously complex.
Oh, yeah.
Like you look at it and you go, oh, it's fairly straightforward, and I just send my minions. No, there is a depth to the mechanics in this game that is unrivaled.
Mm-hmm.
between upgrading and everything
all the different
else that you can
powers.
choose. Yeah, exactly.
And on top of that, like there's a limited number of types of units that you can take to each battle. So each time you play, you can play a different strategy. It's not just okay. So I'll have these units every single time, and that's what it is. And not only that, but your opponent can pick different units, and different units have different.
Why don't you go through some of the units that like
whatnot.
you can use? Like what is happening on screen? Explain it to them. And by the way,
so
again, the giveaway is for in-game stuff that you can unlock that you would normally have to pay just a little bit for.
Yes.
For again, the game is free. Vote yes if you want some of those in-game upgrades.
So I can't exactly remember the specific names of the units, but you've got tanks, and the tanks are basically just shield walls for units behind them. They have lots of health, but they don't shoot. You have units. So right now on screen you've got a bunch of tanks. You've got some shooty units that you can see shooting, but the shooting units they all have an amount of time they take every single time they shoot, sort of like a reload time. They all have different cooldown. Perfect. They all have different damage and hit points and cost to spawn them in. And so you want to really, like, there is a lot of strategy to this. Like, you want to put your tank units first, but you don't want to put too many tank units so that your shooty units aren't out of range and your tank units are just getting absorbed by the other shooty units that might be coming towards you. You have towers, but instead of just building a bunch of towers, you can only build one of each tower and then upgrade it and then move it. And then there's the wall building mechanic, and everything is on cooldown, and there are special ways to maximize your cooldowns. There's so much cool things to this game, we could talk about it for a very long time.
By the way,
in the top two corners, just so that you guys are aware, it hasn't mentioned it in case it isn't clear. In the top right and bottom left corners is the core, each person's core, and that's what you're trying to defend. So when you run out of health there, you're done, and anything that runs into it blows up. Some of the units have a special ability that when they blow up on a core, they do like triple damage or something like that. So
and by the way, Coregrounds, one of their goals is to start doing some like tournaments and things like that. Because you see on the Kickstarter, it's a Coregrounds Tower Defense for the esports generation. They want to turn it into kind of an esport and have tournaments and people, large competitions and everything like that. And the goal is to make it look nicer and probably run smoother. I didn't read through the whole thing, but I would definitely go check it out. No one voted yes for codes, so we'll hold on to them. But I definitely suggest you want to check it out, especially since it's
very,
free.
very fun.
All right. Up next, we have another giveaway for a game called PONCHO. So I'll get that started while we're playing.
Oh, PONCHO!
The video. PONCHO. Here we go. That is PONCHO. That is by Delve Interactive. You can follow the developer, one of the developers of Delve Interactive, on Twitter at Dan Hayes Gamer. It's on Steam right now for $14.99, and highly
if you didn't notice, the main draw for this game is that you can shift forward and backward in the planes of the game, and there are 3 different planes, and there are things going on in each individual plane, and that is how you maneuver the levels and solve the puzzles. Solve the puzzles. And there are a lot of like crazy mind-bending puzzles. They're like moving platforms that you have to time perfectly. There are switches that you have to activate. There are tons of secrets if you can find a way to get to them. Jumping through the different planes, you just feel so cool because you can see the ledge like maybe real close up here, but there's no way to jump up to it from this side, so you go all the way back and you move over and you hop on one, and then you jump in midair, you shift forward, and bam, all of a sudden you've got more money. You have to collect keys, unlock doors, and figure out why all of the humans have died. Because everybody's robots.
Very beautiful pixel art, very crisp and clean.
The music
the soundtrack
is amazing.
Is fantastic. Good job, Jack Odell, who has been supportive of us, did the music to this, and he does a great job. If you're looking for a musician for your game, highly suggest Jack Odell.
He's great.
Although I don't know how
that would work.
Well, I mean, he's part of Delve Interactive, but I don't know if he's able to.
If he does contracting,
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to win a copy, make sure you vote yes. You got to sign in to vote.
You do want to win a copy. This game is incredibly fun, and it's also really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It is not an easy game.
You know how I always say I suck at platforming and puzzles?
Yeah. This
game is hard, but not in the way that a lot of platformers are.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's hard in the sense that you have to figure it out.
The central mechanic is what makes it hard, but it's fun. It's the whole
so
shifting
fun.
between the planes. You know what I mean?
Oh, and doing it fast is so rewarding.
While their things are moving between the planes,
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, but it's not like crazy impossible, you know.
This has been one of my favorite games since last year's IRX.
Mm-hmm.
And when it finally came out,
released.
when it finally came out, and I was able to sink some time into it, this has easily become one of my favorite games all year. I've spent a lot of time. I have yet to beat this game.
Chubby Kitten in the chat was asking who Rising Star Games is. I don't know if you guys want to look that up while I'm doing the giveaway.
They are the publisher. Okay. Rising Star is the publisher.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. I'll go ahead and give a couple of codes away to people who voted.
Fun fact: it's the same publisher who published Lumini.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to Pedrosoft.
Congratulations.
And Chubby Kitten. You guys get
double congratulations.
Awesome game. I will give that to you in just a bit, but in the meantime, let's check out My Mom is a Witch. I'm sorry, Mom. So that is My Mama's a Witch by Bigosaur. You can follow them at Bigosaur on Twitter. It's going to be on PC, no price announced. So this is really cute, like chibi style 2D. What would you call it? Like a 2D action.
Yeah, 2D action RPG.
Action RPG. Yeah. Okay. So there's different classes that you can choose with different characters. There's like a mage. There's a warrior. There's what was the other one? I thought there was a third one. Right? Third.
Archer.
Possibly. Oh yeah. There's the archer.
Yeah.
Sanja. So you're going through here. You got to defeat the enemies and pick up items and the chests and stuff like that. I really like the art in this. Personally.
Yeah, it's very cute, and it definitely works. It has a it is very simple, but it is also very clean, and the animation work looks really, really good.
Did that one scene, like, are you able to steal from a shop and then defeat like a bodyguard?
You must be able to.
That's what that looked like to me.
Yeah, and not only that, but the crazy you saw him get petrified like that. That's pretty heavy for a little cute game. Like, you watch that and I'm like, man, that would suck to watch.
There's
in real life.
There's actually blood in this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, look, you can launch each other with catapults and stuff like that. Yeah, so the different weapons do different effects too. You saw the axe did the freezing effect, and there was the petrify, and of course the mage, different magics that you can use and everything like that. Look, like right here, it looks like he's stealing that bow.
Yeah, I think
he did.
He's going to kill this guy, and then he's going to take everything else. So you're actually kind of an asshole in the game. My Mom is a Witch. That is one thing, actually, I don't know what the title is about. Maybe it's part of the story. But it is part
of the story. You can actually click on the link that was posted in the chat, and there's some more information. Basically, once upon a time, two brothers lived with their mother in a peaceful forest community until one day the king's army came and took her away. And then on the other side of the forest, the goblins started uprising, and that's how the adventure starts.
There you go. So
it's a TLDR.
Next game, we have 2 more games to go to.
Wow,
game.
Hold on. I'm just going to say, we've gone through this one really fast.
We have gone through this really. It is kind of short.
Well, Invaders was a little bit short, and also things are running smoothly, and we usually start late. So there's that. So don't get used to it. Next game is a fun little mobile game called Dig Pig. Once I get it up. There we go. So this game is probably one of the more endearing games of the expo. It's a pretty simple mobile game that uses the tilting function to move around, and you have to make your way through the map and get to your love because you are trying to navigate the world of online dating. You're digging through the world without trying to hit the orbs that are different textures and everything like that, and trying to get to you have like a little mini map type of thing that you can look at and that shows you where you're trying to get to, but you don't, outside of like your surrounding view as you're playing, you don't know where everything's coming, which is what makes it difficult. Plus, the reaction time of having to swerve around everything, make it through like the narrow gaps and all that sort of stuff. Really nice art that adds to the endearingness of this.
The soundtrack
very cute.
is
the soundtrack is very cute. The premise is just it's really it's a fun take on a relatively new thing of the internet speed dating almost. And it's very cute and really like what
yeah.
The funny thing is on their website, and I don't know if this is a real magazine, but the quote is 4 stars, a dating experiment gone wrong, GMO magazine. Because it's all animals. I don't know if that the other two things look like they're real places, but
Well,
I don't know. Maybe
want to
GMO.
date an alligator in a bikini.
Yeah,
Right?
in a minefield.
Yeah.
Well, when I think of the love of my life, it's an alligator in a bikini. So
Nice and scaly. Just run your hands across that. So we have one more game to show, and since we have so much time left, what I think I'll do is maybe replay some trailers.
Okay, we could do that.
So we can get some more eyes on it and that sort of stuff. So the last game that we're going to talk about is called Shmadow. Shmadow is by Extra Cold Games. You can find them on Twitter at Extra Cold, and it's on Steam for $1.99 currently, just $2.
And if you didn't catch it, it is a mixture of shmup and shadow, a nod to old retro arcade gameplay, twin stick side scroller. Unlock new powers, defeat bosses before the darkness extinguishes you.
I believe it's multiplayer as well.
I
thought I saw some more players on screen.
4-player local co-op.
Local co-op, okay. So,
Yes.
4-player local co-op up to, and this is some really cool. A lot of the games that we have this weekend have some really nice lighting and particle effects. Reminiscent of another one that we actually haven't talked about yet called Dr. Spacesuit. We'll get to that later.
Yep.
It's really nice stylized.
Definitely.
I've never
seen... as simple as the concept is, there really is a lot to it.
Yeah, I've never seen a shmup in this style before, so that's interesting.
No, neither have I.
And it's cool too because you can move around, I think, more freely than in most shmups. You know, because you have enemies that can be behind you, and you're not just dodging from the front.
Right.
So it looks like it takes. It's really well because one of the important things to shmups is patterns.
Yep.
You know, so you can actually not lose all the time. So you have to judge patterns, but it's really well done, especially considering that the enemies can go behind you and shoot you from that way.
Yeah, and this is very bullet helly, but it isn't too bullet helly.
Bullet helly?
It isn't too bullet hell.
The dictionary of tech.
Yes. Bone toots, bullet helly, and all that other stuff.
All right. So that is Shmadow. Go check them out. Extra Cold. Good job. And again, only $2. If you have $2, you could probably beg your mom for that, or go out in the street, hold out a hat.
If you skip out on today's Starbucks coffee, you can get 6 copies of the game.
That's true. So with that, since we flew through this one, because we're so used to being behind
technical difficulties
all the time. We'll go ahead and replay some trailers. If you have questions, let us know and we'll answer them for you about any of the games. If there's a specific trailer that you definitely want to see, type it in chat. In the meantime, which one do you guys want me to play first?
I want to say, can I see Crawl again?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't have Crawl Up. I have...
Oh, you mean out of this exhibit. Okay, how about we've got Zed the Lawyer requesting Poncho.
All right, Poncho it is. No.
Peggy 3.
So I see Zed was talking about showing this to her her dev class as an example of aesthetics, and it's a very good example. And I do have to say, if you're gonna this goes for any game really. Poncho specifically, since we've known them for at least a year now, the game did not sell well. So and that's not at all indicative of the game.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna if you have anything good to say or anything like that, tweet at them, because they could probably they'll probably really appreciate the positive feedback in that way, because they really deserve a lot more attention.
It was honestly, we had them on the show specifically because we were shocked at
The low numbers.
Yeah, it was really kind of a interesting take on it. They did everything right. You look at this game and there's nothing about it that goes, oh yeah, no, I have no desire to play this game. The art is fantastic. The mechanic behind it is phenomenal. I think
what
Release date.
Yeah, I think what really
release date might have had a bit of it.
Was because they released it during the big video game season in the fall, in like November time, when everyone's trying to save up for the big AAA games that are coming out for Christmas. Everyone releases the big games during that time, so that didn't really help. I think there was also the fall Steam sale that kind of drew people away from that. But again, not indicative of the game at all.
I actually looked at some numbers today, and genuinely, it's sub 2,000 sales,
which is really, really sad.
That's an atrocity.
Yeah.
It really is. Because we were talking earlier about about luck and how that can play such a role into it. And
was it GOG that rejected?
GOG turned them down.
GOG turned them down
because
they said it was too niche.
Because obviously, a puzzle platformer with beautiful music is too niche.
Yeah, apparently.
For GOG.
Any other? We'll give some other games some screen time as well. What other videos would you like to see?
Do My Mom is a Witch again.
My Mom's a Witch?
Yeah, that one was really cool.
Okay, here we go. Whoop, get the music going. My Mom is a Witch, but not my mom. Text Mom.
No, not my mom. Rev's mom.
No, my mom is a bitch.
So yeah, and Dan's also brings up a good point. Just not just to go back to Poncho, but in like indie games in general, it is really hard to sell games in the indie community, especially nowadays with a lot of saturation happening, and especially in certain genres. So you really have to find good PR. You have to find an interesting way. If you missed an interesting way to stand out, and if you missed some of the panels, there's been a few panels that have covered stuff to help you get through that. Like Turmoil's panel about their marketing campaign where they sent physical letters from 1899. Kevin Giger's, I think I said it right again. His panel about
Giger.
Giger.
It's Giger.
Giger.
Yeah, that's it.
Who talked about over his 4 years the business process that he had to go through that kind of helped him get some notice or hurt him in certain cases, things like that. So but that's why we're here. We want to help you break through that as well. So hopefully we're doing our job right.
I hope so.
We could probably do one more trailer, one more gameplay. Anyone has something specific?
About Bad Taste.
You see Bad Taste again?
Yeah, the music in that's so great. Play it.
All right.
If home is where the heart is, I guess it's in my stomach right now. They don't look like happy customers. Walking through a graveyard during a zombie apocalypse? Gee, I wonder what could possibly go wrong with that idea. This place reminds me of my old roommate. Filthy and smelling of fermented cat feces. Well, on the bright side, at least they're not as annoying as tourists in Victoria. You should start eating makeup. At least that way you'd be beautiful on the inside. You look like something out of a trauma movie.
Man, that It's so gross to me that some of those parts.
You know, the animation is so good. Like those animated clips,
yeah.
they're so clean.
And it made it grosser because it was.
Yeah.
So that was Bad Taste by Cancer Cinema. Check that out.
I'm gonna enjoy that game.
All right. Well,
All right, looks like we are about time for this. Coming up next, we have a great, awesome, highly anticipated panel about video game law.
yes.